Hello, this is Jarran News Support in English. Mongolians have the great opportunity to study for master's degree in Australia for 1 to 2 years in cooperation with the government of Australia. 650 Mongolians have received the scholarship from the government of Australia under this program since 1993. Today, a representative of Australian Embassy visited Жаран.мн to provide more information about the governmental scholarship to qualify in Australia.
People from government and non-government organizations and the private sector can apply for this scholarship program to strengthen Mongolian human resources. Scholarship programs are announced at regular times each year. Applications can be submitted online between the 1st of February and the 30th of April the current year. There are some requirements for the applicants. The most important requirement is knowledge of English. Applicants must have an IELTS score of 6 or higher. Applicants from both the public and private sectors must have worked in their job for at least 2 years. There are requirements such as bachelor's degree with GPA of 3 or higher. Anyone who meets the condition can apply. There are no age or professional restrictions. Is there any limit for the applicants? There is no exact number. It depends on the Australian government's budget capacity for the year, in particular the size of the budget in Mongolia. However, the scholarship program provides more scholarships than English-speaking countries, such as the Chiyuning in the United Kingdom or other scholarship programs.
The applicant's age or major is not important to apply for this scholarship. 50% of the scholarship is paid to civil servants and 50% to private sector. Applicants will be eligible for study and living scholarship in Australia if they meet this certain criteria. After studying in Australia, they have the condition to work in Mongolia for 2 years. Жаран.мн has been implementing the local feature project in order to build human resources of the SOM's civil service in the SOM. There are about 100 vacancies in the SOM, but there is a shortage of employees. So after giving a grant to children who are in need of vocational training in the SOM on the condition that they will work there for 2 to 8 years.
The SOM selects its students and submits their applications. Applicants are usually enrolled in veterinarian, doctor, dentist, biotechnologist, nurse, or teacher. Only students studying in Жаран.мн can participate in this program. Can students participate in this program even if they want to study in Ulaanbaatar? Both are eligible for this program. Students studying abroad are available for the program if the SOM requests. Are there any graduates? Yes. From 2019 to 2021, 82 students were involved, of which 14 students are studying their profession and working in 14 SOMs. We monitor this.
During the 3 years of the project, 82 students received the scholarship, 14 of them graduated and had a workplace. Students enrolled in this program are not required to pay tuition fee, but they work in their SOMs based on the number of the years of scholarship. They emphasize the local feature project is the first pilot project among the 21 AMCs, and they will continue to train human resources in the SOM and AMCs. Citizens and local entities must register their lands in the land cadastre database before the 1st of May. Officials say that they are impossible to access land-related service if the deadline is off. More than 4,600 citizens of 79,400 who have been certificates to use an own land site are not registered online, so citizens need to check whether their land is included in the land cadastre database, and if not, they should go to the land office and register it online.
Most people are related to citizens' property. Some landowners are still in trouble. Some people acquired land in 2003, 2004, and 2005 when there were no cadastral maps. If people from such families who have not landed in a place with an unknown location have obtained a certificate, you need to come and register with us and involve the information accordingly. Is it possible for citizens to register on the website or to come here to register? Citizens can use the e-Gazer app to check if their land is registered online. And if the land is not visible, our organization will determine why it is not visible. For some citizens, even if they are included in the databases, they may not be able to access it and may not be able to see visible to their citizens. Therefore, even citizens who have acquired land in recent years will be inspected by our organization.
The electronic land registration system was updated and upgraded in 2018. The land cadastral registration, which was previously in paper form, will be transferred to electronic form in May. Citizens can use the e-Gazer app to check if their land is registered online. Training among the AMCs and capital city military chiefs is being held under the theme of defense policy reform in Dornot province. It's considered that the basis of the defense system is local defense based on public participation. The implementation of the local protection law approved in 2019 and the preparation of the people for the protection activities are being discussed. During the training, Minister of Defense Сайхан Баяр paid their respect to Mongolian soldiers by offering flowers.
Орон нутгийн хамгаалтын тухай хуулийг амьдрал дээр бодит байдлаар хэрэгжүүлэх талаар
It is practical training on how to implement the law and on local protection. Therefore, in addition to organizing the training in Dornot province on local defense structure, readiness and appointment of local protection units, we are developing a methodology on how to organize local protection in Dornot Governor's Office and all zones of Dornot province. Local citizens, businessmen, and governmental and non-governmental organizations must all have a defense role. The purpose of this training is to educate the public on this role. Dornot province is very active in implementing and organizing the implementation of defense legislation. The province has a history of witnessing the Halkol War. For the last 4 years, the military headquarters of Dornot province has been leading by example in its work as a military staff, implementing local defense legislation.
тэргүүлж байгаа. Тийм учраас энийг бас онцолж хэлэх зүйтэй.
манай аймгийн засаг даргын тамгазын цэргийн штаб бол одоо
The military staff of the governor's office of our AMAC has been leading the country for the last 3 years. There are many of our state military organizations and the cooperation of national security agencies and specialized agencies is very important. Of course, the local government is fully supporting the military organizations. This is highly appreciated by the Ministry of Defense and the General Staff of the Armed Forces. That inspires us. What are the key factors in strengthening civil-military relations? Of course, citizens need to have the right views on the state military, the military homeland, and military organizations. The state military provides security for its citizens. The entire staff of the state military organizations must take lead in educating the younger generation on the military ideology.
одоо өндөр хэмжээнд одоо манлаж ажиллах хэрэгтэй гэдэг ийм үзсэн.
In accordance with the guideline approved by Minister of Road and Transportation, free transportation on a safety road campaign is starting in Dornot AMC today. The campaign is co-organized by the Transportation Center, Traffic Police Department, Road and Transportation Development Center, Dornod Road, and Hydrometeorological and Environmental Research Center and Ургахнар Transporters Association in Dornod. Mukhtar, head of the Transportation Center, said that the campaign aims to enforce basic transportation standards.
2022 онд бол замтар хөгжлийн яамны сайд талдар сайд
In 2020, under the guidance of the Minister of Roads and Transportation, a nationwide campaign called Barrier-Free Transport for Good Roads is being launched. It is not a monthly event, but the event will be organized. Because the road is built with the state budget money, however, heavy vehicles use this road, which causes a lot of damage and costs a lot of money to repair. So if we don't take care of our own road, this road is not eternal, so we are focusing on it. Today's event is attended by the Traffic Police Department and the Association of Mine Transporters. The Ministry of Road and Transportation has allocated 200 million Mongolian tugruk from the Road Transport Development Fund to build a checkpoint and a load measuring point in our AMAG. As a result, every freight leaving the AMAG will follow the standard norms and prices and tariffs. We are focusing on compliance with transportation standards. What is the most important strategic object of this activity? The road. Is that so? The property of the drivers, that drivers have to protect this important object. This result is technical failure. This will prevent drivers from failing.
чөлөөтэй гүйцэтгэх тийм нөхцөл болцоог үүсгэх юм.
Замтэр хөгжлийн яамнаас зохион байгуулж байгаа
Members of the Ургахнар Transporters Association of Dornod AMAG are participating in the barrier-free transportation on a good road campaign organized by the Ministry of Road and Transportation under the slogan, "We will weigh the weights and follow the standard tariff assessment." The main initiative of our association is to prevent damage to the interests, lives, health, and property of all carriers, and to support weight, ton, and tariff violation. The most pressing issue for drivers is weight. In our local area, everyone should follow the assessment set forth in Annex 4 of Order 256 of the Ministerial Order approved by the Ministry of Road and Transportation in 2019. Nothing has been implemented with this order. In order to implement this, AMAG and local transportation companies, individuals, and other transportation services should work with us in this work. Furthermore, I think that the number of road traffic accidents and deaths in rural areas will be reduced due to the reduction of road maintenance and road damage issues that we are facing at AMAG and local levels. All of us had the initiative to participate in the road repair work on 50-kilometer road between Bolonsam of Dornod AMAG, but the State Commission didn't accept it. In future, we will actively participate in the charity campaign. We had a lot of problems. We put ourselves at risk being overloaded. The car was damaged. We support this campaign. First of all, we have to protect roads. That's the way we make a living all our lives using this road. We travel with our families. At this time, we are putting our families at risk because of road damage and potholes. Encourage the team to protect the road. The road is damaged, so cars are damaged, and we face financial problems. There is an accident. We support this campaign to stop it.
The load capacity of vehicles entering the western bridge post of the AMAG is being checked with the help of Optpool. It aims to ensure the smooth flow of intercity and local passenger traffic and to control traffic during traffic restriction. A conference for tax department staff was held on the 24th to 25th of March in 2022. The results of the activities implemented in 2021 and future measures were discussed during that conference. And also the tax inspectors made a presentation on the issues facing the implementations of their legal duties and expressed their views and requests.
At the recent meeting, we discussed existence of tax-indebted organizations due to the current situation in COVID and the implementation of new livestock census tax law. Herders should be regularly trained and educated on how to report livestock census taxes. This is one of the most important tasks. So we are discussing solutions. Let's conduct training and intensify debt collection. Purpose of the meeting is to send an official letter to the higher authorities on the issues to be resolved within the framework of the policy. The second day of annual training for all employees of the tax department continues successfully. The special feature of this training is that is organized in connection with the reform of the tax law and the reform of the budget law. By 2021, the main goal is to ensure the implementation of the newly approved livestock tax law. In connection with the transfer of revenue authority to sums in accordance with the budget law in 2012, I think the tax budget will focus on revenue execution.
The sector and local government awards were given to employees who have led their colleagues in their work for the 110th anniversary of establishment of the Ministry of Finance in 2021 and 30th anniversary of the establishment and development of the new tax system in Mongolia. The Vocational Training and Production Center in Dornod-Amik has launched a campaign to promote the promotion for a month. This week, the environmental, tourism, and industry class promoted their profession. As part of the campaign, a bus tour was organized for the resident and 9th and 12th grade students of the 2nd and 11th school, as well as to introduce special needs people to the school.
Our school launched a month-long campaign to promote the profession. From 21st to 25th of March, we have successfully organized a 7-day campaign to promote the profession of environment, tourism, and industry, and today we are organizing the closing ceremony. The environment, tourism, and industry teams include a tour guide, souvenir maker, a bakery technology, and tailor. During today's event, we are organizing week-long bus tour for the 6th and 12th grade students of secondary school number 2 and school number 11 and introduced the school to people with disabilities. We also initiated a number of activities to promote the school's activities to the public, such as changing professions with Dilger, the director of a new channel TV, and make a video. The closing ceremony of the event is being held today. 4 professional classes participating in the career promotion day are exhibiting their work. The students are performing their national costumes, jackets, and costumes as a fashion show for their students. The fashion show includes 19 costumes, national costumes from ethnic groups, as well as a collection of fancy dresses and jackets. For me, the reason for choosing this profession is that I operate handicrafts called Mother's Orlong at the Small and Medium Enterprise Supporting Center. Based on it, I am choosing this profession in order to increase the range of my branded products and strengthen my capacity. Our classmates formed a craft cooperative called Rainbow Crafts. We are participating in today's exhibition with the works of our cooperative students.
According to the Regulation on Disaster Warning Signal Transmission approved by the Government of Resolution number 339 in 2011, and the nationwide disaster warning signal training is held at 4 p.m. on Thursday on the fourth week of the March every year. A disaster warning signal training was organized today at school number 5 in Hilton. The training was led by emergency department staff and taught students and teachers how to protect themselves during the earthquake and how to gather in a safe area. Teachers' emergency kits were inspected and safety and security of essential food and supplies were monitored.
The alarm went off. What's the point of going under the table? Because the light can fall on your head. So you protect your head and go under the solid object or under the table. At the second signal, go to the meeting point. Hold the rules of the right hand and follow the retaining wall in a single line. Not turn back or speak, and go to a safe point. Going to the safe zone? Yes, going to the safe zone. There are a lot of things that fall off the head when an earthquake occurs. Away from buildings, vibration can cause a fire. This means that you have to protect your head and go to a safe place. This point is set for each organization to be at maximum wind height of 50 meters. World Vision is implementing projects in 8 parks of Hilton. Each of the 8 teams received 3 flags. We came to the meeting place. This area is a safe place away from buildings. We came to the meeting place. This area is safe place away from buildings. Where is today's audible signal going? Military units, emergency services, police, and health departments are sounding the alarm. World Vision has also issued hand signals in connection with the implementation of the Disaster Budget Country project. Because the hand signals are located at the central points, it is expected that all citizens will be able to hear enough signals. Trainers have been trained by the Disaster Budget Local Project at School Number 5, which I am in charge of. In addition, Red Cross volunteers are co-organizing the activity. How do you feel about today's security alarm? Have you learned to protect yourself and others in the event of a disaster? Share your impressions. I have been looking forward to this activity since elementary school. It was not a natural disaster. I found it is interesting to go out of school with a book and a bag on my head. Thanks to this training, we learned from this training that in the event of an earthquake, it is important for us to put something hard on our head first. Now teachers are being checked in their backpacks. There are 15 items approved by the Secretary of Homeland Security during a disaster. Every citizen is required to have a backpack. Does the backpack have the essential needed things for an emergency? There are food and warm clothes. When a disaster strikes, you go out with your backpack. When there is an earthquake or disaster, people go out in the clothes which they are wearing. So that's the purpose of backpack in ordinary times. Are there backpacks available at school? This will be provided by the organization with its internal resources. Some teachers prefer their backpacks. This is an internal decision. But in any case, the government is organizing the workshop and organizations are preferring their backpacks and participating because The citizens are doing it for their safety. You are preparing and practicing for their safety. Do you check whether gadgets work? Yes, for example, there should be a radio and flashlight. Check items in backpacks. If they don't run or expired, you have to replace them.
This disaster warning signal training aims to test and refine family plans for earthquakes and major disasters and to improve household preparedness. As part of celebration of World Water Day, Harlan River Administration announced a medallion competition for school and kindergarten teachers on the topic of getting to know groundwater better. Out of 15 workers, the Gantlak, a teacher at Hangwol Complex School, took first place, and E. Orenbayr, a teacher at school number 12, took second place, whereas B. Nassim Jargal, a teacher of the first kindergarten, and Isha Saugma, a teacher of sixth kindergarten, took the second place.
This year, United Nations is celebrating Water Day under the theme of groundwater awareness. Within the framework of this work, 1 out of 18 activities was a model competition among secondary and preschool teachers. Kindergarten and school teachers took part in this competition. Despite the tight schedule, 15 works were submitted. The technical council disagreed in court comparing the school and preschool teachers. Therefore, we decided to select 2 winners for each school and kindergarten. This activity was sponsored by Nang Company in the framework of social responsibility and actively participated in it. Next year, this event is planned to cover organizations because if you don't save groundwater, which has less groundwater, there is a high probability of water shortage. It is planned to organize it among the citizens.
The teachers suggested that this competition should be held next year, not only school and kindergartens, but also in other organizations. The Gantlak, a geography teacher at Hangwol School, it helps people to learn more about water.
The model is intended to show the structure of groundwater. In general, groundwater accounts for only 2% of water resources. However, we use 80% of our water from groundwater. Because groundwater takes thousands of years to regenerate, we don't know whether human civilization will be rehabilitated throughout society. Therefore, we need to change the approach to water consumption. I also tried to make them understand that we need to save water. This competition is more accessible to all organizations, not just school and kindergarten teachers. It is hoped that people's knowledge of clean water will increase. Hello all! Every year, World Water Day is celebrated on the 22nd of March. This year's Water Day feature was organized under the theme Let's Save Groundwater. Within the framework of this topic, a model competition on groundwater cognition was organized in Dornadamak. Kindergarten children learn by touching, holding, and feeling things. The layout was based on these items. Everything used to make the model is unique. It is specially designed for children to touch and feel.
The Harlan River Administration has emphasized that it will be held a larger medal competition as the part of next year's Water Day celebration. According to the Harlan River Administration, groundwater is scarce and there is a high risk of water shortage if they don't protect our water. Uskuretu band from Ulanbela Dance Club in Dornadamak, the talented Mongolian show, has been selected as the best participant of the show, has qualified for the World Junior Fans Championships. However, the total cost of the going to World Cup is $180 million. to groups and they are facing financial difficulties. Parents of the participants and Wooden Ballet Club have launched a fundraising campaign, Children in Dornot, for the World Championship, but it's currently about 20% of the total cost.
Our children are preparing a lot. They want to participate in this competition and make a name for my country and the local area. They are going to make great memories of their childhood. The cost of participating in the World Cup costs very high. Their parents are helping as much as they can. However, because of high cost per child, we are asking for help from everyone in the AMAC and localities, organizations, kind people and friends. Some people are helping. I really want you to support as well. So far, only 20% of the cost has been collected. We are facing financial difficulties in getting a visa interview for the United States next week. Being on the world stage is a big responsibility for us. We are trying very hard. Prepares from 7 to 10 p.m. These girls in our group go to school during the day, do their homework in the morning, and come to straight from class to practice. We are very busy. If you help us financially, we will not lose your trust. My parents support me well. Although they didn't have enough money, they say that they helped me to participate in this competition somehow. This is a big competition. People from AMAX have never participated in the World Cup. We are preparing a lot. That's why I want to do a great show. Do your best. I want you to prepare well.
The children told us they are working hard to prepare for World Championship and they practice in the evening. They want to help individuals and companies to financially support for the talent our local children in the world. 110.1 thousand doses of highly contagious foot and mouth disease vaccine have been delivered to AMG's Vet Department and 181,934 head of livestock from 7 sums including Болгон, Матад, Халхгол, Хөлбөмбөр, Цагаан Овоо, and Чоолсон are planned to be vaccinated. The head of the AMG's Vet Department said that out of 181,934 head of livestock, 96,498 head of sensitive livestock have been got vaccinated by 53%.
In our AMAC, a quarantine regime is being implemented for highly infectious foot and mouth disease and chickenpox. Immediate immunization has been started in 6 zones. It is currently 53%. An official paper was received from the veterinary organization on March 18. According to the official paper, AMACs with infectious animal diseases should adhere to quarantine regime. Livestock movement is also temporarily suspended until the quarantine lifted. The cause of the infection is the human and animal migration. There are Баян Түмэн, Болгон, Хөлбөмбөр, Цагаан Овоо, Чоолсон, and Халхгол sums. Цагаан Овоо and Халхгol sums of these 6 have moved to restricted regime. Under the VMD guidelines, as a restricted regime will be introduced if the last animal is not detected within 28 days of illness. If the animal has not been sick for 14 days during the restriction regime will be cancelled. Until the outbreak of PMD is stopped, the movement of livestock from Amox, the capital city, and Somsu and districts will be completely stopped, and the implementation will be monitored in cooperation with the local police. According to the official document, we give direction to all Soms.
За энэ онд аймгийн засаг даргын
By the AMAC Governor's Decree number 102 and the Veterinary Department's Official Order number 109, it is planned to organize communicable disease prevention activities financed from the Local Development Fund from April 1st to November 1st. Preventive activities will cover 369,000 head of livestock. A total of 5 types preventive activities are being prepared. 3.7 tons of vaccines will be purchased for prevention activities. 2.4 tons of vaccines have been delivered. In connection with preventive activities, 196 million Mongolian tugruk is planned to be allocated from the Local Development Fund to veterinary service units. 42 veterinary service units will work in 14 zones this year. 1.6 million square meters of the areas were disinfected due to the outbreak of a highly contagious veterinary disease in 2021 and 2012.
Until the outbreaks of FMD is completely stopped, the movement of livestock through the territory of AMC, capital cities, zones, and districts shall be completely stopped and implementation shall be ensured. The AMC Vet Department is planning to certify vet certificates issued for the transportation of livestock for food from areas where there are no outbreaks of highly contagious animal disease. Our country is one of countries with the highest prevalence of TB, and it is estimated that more than 3,000 people are infected with TB each year. The World Health Organization declares the 24th of March of each year as a World TB Day. This year's theme is increasing investment for a TB-free future. On the occasion of the day, Asrat Uz conducted a survey among TB vulnerable groups and provided recommendations.
There are 13 tuberculosis cases in Mongolia. 30% of them have been detected and 70% have not been detected. In the last 2 years, there has been 20 to 30% reduction in tuberculosis related to COVID pandemic. In our AMAG, it has decreased by 10%. Decrease in TB detection has led to complications, deaths, and disease progressions in patients with latent TB infection. Therefore, we believe that there is a need to increase TB detection at all stages. In order to increase TB detection, we conducted a survey on 24th of March in the remote 2nd and 3rd bugs. Today, we are conducting contacts, screening, and risk group inspection in cooperation with Asralduz, the health center. The purpose of this screening is to diagnose TB with active screening, which means that we can find further ways and prevention and reduce disease and death. Therefore, citizens need to regularly screen.
TB is one of the leading infectious diseases in the world. The government of Mongolia has decided to include every citizen in the early detection of TB. The role of individual communities and others is important, not just in healthcare to stop TB. Within the framework implementing the national program of Mongolian script, school number organized Mongolian script as Our Pride competition for the 5th years. The competition was held among the students and adults in three categories: calligraphy, speed reading, and correct reading and writing. A total of 150 participants completed, and the winner were announced today.
More than 150 participants took part in the annual National Script is Our Pride event. There are calligraphy, speed reading, and student and adult categories. On behalf of the school administration and teachers, I would like to thank all those who participated in this competition. People who value the vertical Mongolian script and want to use it participated in today's competition. It is believed that the competition has become widespread. Our Mongolian language teachers run a calligraphy club at school. It is run by teachers Solcholong and Gangamurung. The students and teachers of these teachers are showing how to write. The government intends to use the Mongolian script for official use from 2024 to achieve this goal. This event is annually held every year. During the 2 years of quarantine, it was organized only online at school. We intend to implement it again this year and involve more citizens. Our Humumbichuk newspaper has been operating for 30 years since 1992. In the national script is Our Pride, competition organized by the first school. As local representative of our Humumbichuk newspaper, 3 people are being rewarded with the vouchers to subscribe to the Humumbichuk newspaper free of charge. First of all, this award is given to spread the Mongolian script and to encourage people who study the Mongolian script. Citizens of Jarran.mn are actively participating in this writing competition. Teachers are actively involved in preschool education. The number of participants is much wider than last year. I wish all those who respect and participate in the vertical script success in their future study and dissemination of the national script. I participated in today's competition in 3 categories and won first place in the writing category from buying awesome. I participated in some Mongolian script Olympiads and won prizes. Since I don't use the Mongolian script after graduation, write a diary in the Mongolian script. I write a diary to remember it.
Tornado is one of 5 AMCs with the highest incidence of non-communicable disease. There are many deaths and complications in the population from disease such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Therefore, the World Health Organizations and Ministry of Public Health are implementing the MOMPEN project in 132 health centers in 5 AMCs. The project is initially piloted in Sanghairhan district and Darhangot AMC, reduced by 1.4 to 2.5 times, and is being implemented in other AMCs as a non-communicable disease. Today, the project team visited the AMC and organized training to study the results of the work done over the past years and to improve the knowledge and skills of doctors and specialists.
The prevalence of primary and secondary risk factors for non-communicable diseases is high in Jarran.mn and Mongolia. For example, the project is selecting and implementing high-risk AMCs due to the high consumption of alcohol, tobacco, salt, obesity, and other risk factors. The most important thing is to diagnose and treat bacterial hepatitis and diabetes at an early stage and, if necessary, send them to next stage. It is now able to treat diseases that were previously incurable.
Хийх чадвартай болж байгааг
ер нь 5 аймагт хэрэгжиж байгаа.
This project is implemented in 5 AMAGs. It is being implemented in Donut, Hoskol, Don, Gaugai, Sumber, Darhanol AMAGs, and Songin district. The main goal of the MMN project is to prevent and treat cardiovascular disease. That is the purpose. The project has been implemented since last year. We are summarizing the work we have done today in terms of people's perceptions and attitudes since its implementation. Significant progress has been made since the data was obtained, as evidenced by the monitoring process.
The
MMN initiative provided 13 rural homes with much-needed equipment and other supplies. As a result, the project aims to reduce the incidence of cardiovascular disease and diabetes in the population.
Within the framework of the project, 742 million tokrus has been invested in Dornodamic with 12 types of equipment and manuals. Dornodamic has been implementing a program to support the development of art and culture sector for the 5 years. The program has 3 main objectives: to discover the talents of children and youth, to support professional art and cultural activities, and to provide opportunities to participate in international events. Along with the restoration of the art and culture sector, which was largely lost outside of the government policy, the establishment of the Ministry of Culture and the establishment of Art and Culture Department in each AMAC have been greatly facilitated the sector's future development.
There is a shortage of professional staff in the arts and culture sector. Especially there is a lack of dance and music teachers in some cultural centers. The project will provide capacity building training for these teachers. There is no way to imagine a some cultural center without a library and music and dance teacher. That's why we will do our best at the local level. Then we will focus on what opportunities there are nationwide. Recently, a meeting of the Culture and Arts Department of 3 Eastern AMACs was held in Henti AMAC. Our problems is in other remote zones. Therefore, 3 places agreed to conduct accelerated training. I think it will be effective.
First of all, it's very important to prepare the successors of the art and culture sector, and we intend to train students in cooperation with the University of School and Arts within the framework of the local future project implemented by Dornodamic. There are few people who don't know Orta. She has created her own image in the beauty sector. She is seriously ill and undergoing treatment in Ulaanbaatar, and her friends in Himen, Hongorzot, organized a mental event called Let's Give Longer Inspiration to contribute to his medical expenses. During the event, influential women in Dornod AMAC shared their stories of fall of their lives and shared with others how they overcome difficult times and spend an evening for Orta.
Orta, my sister worked in the beauty industry for 20 years. During her career, she worked as a dermatologist. During this time, she has been successful and helped many people with acne and treatment for many children. She is very diligent, hardworking, and motivating woman who has done good deeds for society. Get well soon. We are proud of you. I want you to work fast. Let's inspire from long to long. Intellectual event is being organized in Dornodamic. Menve and I have a beautician friend, sister. This person is suffering from cancer, and we are organizing this event to support her. We can play music or sing songs, but why can't we spread the mind to others? This event is organized to spend an evening together. Recently, women's leadership has been great. It is gratifying to see that about 95% of this event is attended by women, as evidenced by the fact that women are now supporting each other.
хувь орчимд одоо эмэгтэйчүүд цугсан байгааг харахад бас таатай байна.
Дорнод аймаг has been implementing the Erdem program since 2017. The program aims to develop teachers by supporting teachers' development, improving social issues, using new teaching technologies, and increasing international and domestic cooperation. The result of the program was discussed in 2020, and more than 90% of all teachers said that the program gave results, so it has been continuously implementing in its 6 years.
The implementation of this program has made significant results. Teachers interacted, developed video content, disseminated their methodologies, and created books and reference books. Oyuma, an elementary school teacher of the school number 12, was selected as one of the top 10 teachers in the country, and I'm a teacher competition, which is the best teachers in the world. In addition, our AMUC won second place in the pedagogical speech competition in 2020. School number 12 team successfully participated in 18 and 19. Books are being created and distributed. For example, a total of 10 series of books have been published in preschool. A total of 12 reference books have been published and distributed in 8 series throughout the school. Also, 3 kindergartens received intellectual patents. In 2018, Nursery School 1 and in 2021, Nursery Schools 3 and 4 received intellectual patents. It is because teachers are creative and it's not easy to patent your work. Therefore, creativity is increasing.
Within the framework of the Erdem program, all schools and kindergartens in Dornod, AMUC have a teacher development center, and also teachers' creative thinking has increased. Their competitiveness was improved, and they have the opportunity to participate in major competition, as well as teachers' social issues such as tuition scholarship and housing rent support will be solved. The program was funded by local budget and will cost 110 million to Cruz this year. Dornod AMUC's health sector has announced 2022 as the year to improve public health education, because there is a widespread awareness of the importance of personal health knowledge during the coronavirus epidemic. That's why we are intensifying to develop early detection and prevention.
In recent years, AMUC has been doing a lot of work on health issues with the state budget investment and the local budget investment. This is being done comprehensively. This year, the AMUC has approved 2.6 billion Mongolian turu for 31 projects and programs in the health sector. This includes improving the human resources, policy of health organizations, and training necessary medical staff. The AMUC has also approved the cost of post-pandemic complications and post-pandemic recovery, which are important issues in the health sector. The main force of the country is a healthy person. Therefore, this year's executive meeting has been announced as the year to improve the quality, accessibility, and safety of medical services nationwide. In Dornod AMUC, it is the year to improve public health education. Public health care is a combination of medical care. So how do we find a way to address health issues as a whole, and how can we further develop them? Today's meeting is special in that area. As part of the target year, community-based public health activities are providing training, advocacy, especially in the classroom and online. In the last 2 years, we have found what opportunities exist in the online environment. There are plans to organize online training and advertisement to improve public health education.
The main topic of the health sector management meeting was opportunities increase public health education and develop right attitudes. In the 2022 academic year, the Little Tweets project is being implemented within the framework of Education Quality Reform Project at the Hangwol Complex School. The project aims to improve the reading and writing skill of the students and eliminate children's academic delays and stimulate their interest in learning and development through the use of information and communication technology solutions such as Jarran.mn, Seesaw, Hang Academy, Papola app, Marcheha app, and interactive lessons. Today, the school introduced the Little Tweets project activities, taught them how to use the register Papola and Marcheha application, and provide parents with the tips and advice to help them to eliminate children's academic delays.
In 2021 to 2012 school year, the Asian Development Bank and the Ministry of Education have implemented projects across the country to support teachers' learning in their use of information and communication technology in order to eliminate backwardness of primary school students. Our school's Little Tweet projects received a grant of 10,006,000 Mongolian tugruk. The project aims to involve parents in this activity and encourage students to use age-appropriate some applications. We are teaching these applications to our parents. Thus, parents can download it at home and support their children's learning. The purpose of this activity is to provide training and capacity building activities. Today's event is co-organized by 150 parents, class representatives from 5th grade, and 32 teachers. And how to organize activities with parents? We are organizing a discussion to find a way out. For 2 years, children's education has been delayed due to the pandemic. Therefore, this project implemented at school is very effective. Today, we are making a discussion among parents. It is effective training. Involve your children in this project and download and use these applications, not just play it online on your phone. I want parents to pay attention to this.
The Little Tweets will be directly benefit 893 primary school students, 27 primary school teachers, and 5 professional teachers, and their parents and guardians will benefit indirectly and develop together. Thank you for staying with us. This is Jarran News in English.